Buongiorno YouTube, it's Trevor here, Summit or Nothing. Today I'm in the front room again, having a look at my winter camping gear loadout. So yeah, I've got everything that I want to take for this is just a one night camp. But I'm being ambitious. I'm going to try and get it into my new low alpine pack here, which is a 35-45 Pro Trail Air Zone. So 45 litres. Can I fit all my winter gear into a 45 litre pack? It's either that or then it goes up into my Vango bag, which is a lot heavier, or my Quechua backpack, which is a 50 litre but it doesn't have a rain cover, or I've got my Osprey Atmos, but that's 65 litres, and I really don't think I need 65 litres for one overnight camp. So this is just a rundown of everything I've got all set up here. What is additional to the summer, I've got my thicker down bag, my OEX Leviathan, which has got a comfort level of -9 degrees, so that should be fine. I mean, at the moment it's not actually that cold out there, so that's different. I'm packing waterproofs, thermal clothes, and my tent, where I've been using the little Vic one. This time I'm going to be using the Cloud Peak 2, so that's quite a lot of additional weight and additional size. So we'll run through everything and see if I can fit it in my backpack, but this is what I sort of plan on taking. I'll talk through anyway, so we'll start packing and see how it goes. So the first thing I think we're going to put in will be the Cloud Peak 2 tent. Now I only took this one out last year once. I've sort of kept it back for winter. You know, it's got your 3 poles that cross over, so it's sort of geodesic, so it's a lot stronger to hold up in the wind. So I'm looking forward to trying that out again. We're going to tuck that into this bag first of all. So I'll keep it over one side and then try and fit everything else to the side of it. So as I said, you know, I've been using the smaller tents in the winter. In the past I have used the Cloud Up 2, so I could always take that. It is smaller, but I wanted to test the Cloud Peak 2 again, have a go on it. I've seen these a good price on AliExpress recently. I don't know if they still are, but I'll put a link below to all the products on here. There's links below. What I'm going to try and do as well is tuck my sleeping bag in around, rather than roll it up into its bag, because that bag takes up, you know, even though it's down and it compacts quite fair, it still takes up a fair amount of the rucksack. So we're going to try something different today. So next, I guess we could get our spare clothes in. Now I've shown you here, I've got 2 dry bags here. One is a 12 litre Osprey dry bag, and this one here is slightly bigger. I think it's 20 litre. I can't see that it says on here, but it's a Robin's pump sack. So these are really good for inflatable mats as well, so they can double up. You can put your clothes in and blow up your air mat. Now my sleeping mats are something that I've always seemed to struggle with, so I'll get onto that in a minute. I've made a few changes there, but for this, I mean, we don't need a big sack like that. I'm not going to use that air mat for the new mat that I've got, which I'll talk through in a minute. So this is my thermal layers going in here. I've got thermal trousers and a thermal jumper, which I will take. I won't wear them straight away, but when I get in the tent, as the evening goes on, it's additional layers to put on. I've also got over there, if you can see, hat and gloves, but they'll go separate somewhere in my bag. I don't want to keep them there. I'll probably wear them once I'm up on them all anyway. But anyway, so we squeeze the air out of this, like that, and then you can start folding it down. Now some people use bigger dry bags and they line the inside of their bag. I'm not going to do that. It comes built in with a rain cover, which I can tuck over the top, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But we're going to get the dry sack with my clothes in down the bottom there. Now over here I have got couple of meals. I've got a boil in the bag and just a dry meal. I'm just going to tuck these in for now. What I have actually got, which I am going to take with me, isn't going to be one of these. I've got some of my homemade stew, but it's defrosting in the freezer. It's one that I made up a couple of months ago. We had a stew and I've just frozen it into my silver bags, which I can boil out on site. So I've got a real meal to go in, but this is just to give an idea of weight. I've just got to stick a couple of these in, slide them in down the back there. Then we've got the jet boil. I've gone back to the jet boil. I know I've always complained about it, pricey, all or nothing, but it doesn't blow out in the wind. It's been reliable, so once again I'm going back to the jet boil. So we tuck that in there. Now it's filling up in here. That tent has taken up half the bag, so I'm going to have to work hard, I think, to fit all this in, but we'll keep going. Now I've got a Trekology pillow as well. I don't really need the pillow. I could probably put my down jacket, tuck that into my dry sack and use that as a pillow. But just for today, I'm going to take the Trekology pillow because it wraps around your mat. It doesn't move around in the night. I'm going to move on to my mat now. So you've seen in the past that I've used an assortment of mats. I've used little inflatable mats from the likes of Nature Hike, and because they don't get the R value that I'm after, I've always ended up taking up my Thermarest Ridge Rest as well. And then the two will slide around. So then in the summer, I've been using the UL80 and the UL140. Now the UL80 has been so comfortable, and the UL140 as well. But I don't think they're very good R value. So for the winter, I would have to take the UL80 and the roll mat. Again, you know, the Thermarest roll mat, and then you've got the whole thing with separating. Plus, the UL140, the bag is ripped. I can't really get it down compact, whereas the UL80 goes down nice and compact. The last couple of times I've took it out, it has sort of leaked a bit, and I've spent the night sort of getting out and blowing it back up again, which isn't ideal. I want a nice sort of relaxing sleep for a change. So this is the first time I've really gone sort of into the more expensive choices, and Nath had the Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite, the large one. Well, I've just gone for the Thermarest Neo Air. It's not the large one. I don't need all that size, but I mean, it's so compact. It's got like an R value of 4, which is really good, and I saw Nath is really enjoying using his. So this will eliminate having to take other roll mats with me, I'm hoping. So again, it's smaller. I don't need a long mat because I curl up on my side when I sleep anyway. So I'm going to give this a try. I think it was like £140. I'll put a link below. But you know, I've tried so many different mats and usually have an awkward, uncomfortable night's sleep. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be worth the money. So I'm going to tuck this in here as well, get that down. Now, before I do, I was talking about the dry bags. There's a dry bag in here that blows this up, which I could have put my clothes in, but it's a drawstring and not like the folding one, like that. So it's a drawstring dry sack, pump sack. So, and it connects to this. So then I thought, shall I swap that out for the Robins? But of course, Thermarest have made it so that the Robins pump sack won't fit on. It fits onto my other UL80s and things, but it doesn't fit onto the Thermarest. So anyway, I'm tucking that in into there, in the front. So now, where are we getting? I've got my map and compass. That's always got to go with me. I'll stick my map just in the front here, in this webbing. I don't need a cover for it because it's the action maps, you know, so they're nice and waterproof and they're a lot tougher, resilient. So I'll stick that in the webbing. It's a bit awkward, the webbing. I'd rather have like the mesh. That's the only thing that sort of lets me down about this bag, but there you go. And then I'll put in my little pocket on the side here. I'll put my compass in there to keep it safe. There's also a lighter in there. Do that up. Is that the main bulk of everything that's going in the main bag? So let's move all this aside a second and let's get this bad boy out, see if we can fit it in the side. You ready? So obviously it's down, so you keep it in that loft sack. It does come with a waterproof sack as well that you can put it in. Maybe I'll pack that just so then if I'm packing up and it is chucking down with rain, you know, because that's going to go in after the tent. The tent's in the bag now. So you imagine wrapping down in the wind and the rain and then having this flapping around. So it might just pay just to take that. I'll find somewhere to tuck that in a minute. For now, let's see how successful I am at tucking this. I've done this in the past and it's not been very good. This is gonna, right, I've gone the wrong way. Don't go, always go the tail end in first so it doesn't fill up with air and make it harder. So we'll try again. You can see that is filling up fair, isn't it? Right, and then I'm left with quite a compact bag. It's feeling heavy. I have got my scales. We will weigh this at the end. But first of all, I've got this little bag here, which I will stick my Sony Handycam in, which is over there at the moment filming. But I also like to keep my electrical stuff in there. So I've got my Olight torch, the S2R baton 2. These are expensive torches, they've really good beam on them, but for my filming, when I get outside and film the tents, these are perfect. I love them, they're great fun. Olight, you haven't sent me a torch in a while, what's going on here? And then I've got this, again, this is quite expensive, about 40 quid. And this is a BioLight. Now before Olight had sent me a torch, I bought this USB chargeable headlamp for exactly the same reason. For filming outside, the light is so bright that I can get up on the top of a tour and film my tent from a distance at night and it lights it all up. So it's really for filming purposes. Plus they both charge with a USB charger. So I've got my Anchor, which has a capacity of 10,000. This will be perfect for overnight. I can charge my phone on that. Oh, my Handycam will charge on that. But I keep it all in this little bag, which I always keep tucked on the top of my pack. So you can see we've got all this space. We've got the extra 10 litres, which I haven't used. I've got my waterproofs here. That's my waterproof jacket and trousers. They're just handy to have. I don't always use them. I'm going to pack them into my sleeping bag. To be honest, I can keep all this in there and it'll keep it all nice and dry, won't it? So I'll put my electrical stuff in there as well. Fold it all over. So that's the main pack. There's quite a lot of weight in there, quite a lot in there. Everything's in there for my winter, but it's still not as much as I have been taking in the past. You remember I used to pack my bag and I'd have tents hanging off of it. So this is a smaller backpack. Everything's contained. That's what I'm looking for. Right, so I'm going to keep my hat and my gloves in the inside of the lid, like so. And we can put that over. And then what I'll keep on the external lid, I will stick in some sort of snacks, my coffees, things like that. Now I've got water. I have filled this up with a litre of water. Tuck that into these big pockets. They're good sized pockets. So then should that fall out, I mean it's not going to, look how deep that is, it's fine, isn't it? But should that fall out, it will hang off my bag and I won't lose my water. My mug, what I usually do is stick my mug and my long titanium spork in the side pocket, zip that up. I've got my bivvy water filter, so that's in case I need any additional water, I can fill that up. Now the bivvy, you know, I was using the Sawyer Mini, but now I use this one. I mean, one scoop, you fill that up, you're done. The Sawyer Mini is a lot of hard work. You've got to get it in the bag and then drain it out through the bag into your bottle. A lot of handling cold stuff in the winter is not ideal. What I do, just open that, squeeze all the air out, tighten it up so it compresses down as far as you need it. I've got my first aid kit, got some sort of plasters, antiseptic wipes, tick removals, paracetamols, bits and bobs. I mean, I hardly ever use these, but it's good to know. So this side becomes sort of my first aid and what have you, cleaning. So I've got a shovel in case I need the toilet and have to go and bury. I've got tissues, I've got hand sanitizer, which I'll stick all that in that pocket. So there you go. That is everything in my winter pack. Let's try it on. Now, it's not actually that heavy once it's on. And the joy of this bag is it sits right on my waist. It takes all the weight off of my shoulders. So, yeah, I could do some walking with that and feel confident that everything is in. What does it look like? Huge, I reckon, isn't it? Anyway, let's have a weigh. See what I've got for today. Lift it up. What does everyone think I'm carrying here? Hold it still. So my winter gear, so 1072, so under 11 kilograms. So yeah, not bad. Considering I used to carry sort of nearly 15 for the winter, I am quite happy with that. So there you go. That's Trevor's winter pack. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Chase!